It is a controversy over cluster bombs. Did Israel break an agreement with the U.S. by using them in a civilian area? CNN's Ben Wiedemann takes a look.
They're scattered all over southern Lebanon, around 1 million unexploded cluster bombs, according to the United Nations. Israel dropped most of them in the final days of its war with Hezbollah. Cluster bombs are designed to spread hundreds of small explosives, or bomblets, over a large area. Many of these munitions, some decades old, were provided to Israel by the United States, on condition they not be used in civilian areas. And now the U.S. State Department has submitted a preliminary report to Congress indicating Israel may well have violated that condition in Lebanon. A spokesman for the Israeli embassy in Washington gave CNN a written statement defending Israel's actions in Lebanon, saying, "Israel suffered heavy casualties in these attacks and acted as any government would in exercising its right to self-defense." Officials claim the weapons were used to try to end the rain of Hezbollah rockets on northern Israel. If it's determined Israel violated the agreement with the U.S., the provision of such weapons could be halted, and not for the first time. The U.S. suspended sales of cluster weapons to Israel under similar conditions for 6 years following its 1982 invasion of Lebanon. Since then, Israel has itself become a major manufacturer and exporter of such weapons, some of which it sells to the U.S. The UN says the bombs have killed at least 30 Lebanese since the fighting ended, and injured more than 180 others. And they've wreaked havoc long after the guns went silent.
Well, this put a huge damper on the harvest in an already very devastated region of the country, because farmers were literally afraid that they would go into the fields at risk of their lives.
Several Israeli officials involved in the Lebanon war voiced reservations at the extensive use of cluster munitions. An Israeli newspaper quoted an unnamed commander who said, "What we did was insane and monstrous. We covered entire towns in cluster bombs." Ben Wiedemann, CNN, Jerusalem.